Imagine spending decades trapped by alcohol. Not days, not months, not even years. Decades. Years of damaged relationships. Years of waking up feeling unwell. Years of knowing that alcohol is slowly taking pieces of your life away. Your family worries. Your friends worry. Even your doctor worries. Then one day, something changes. You finally make the decision everyone has hoped and prayed for. You decide to stop drinking. And for the first time in a very long time, there is hope. Your family is proud of you. Your future suddenly feels different, brighter, healthier, possible. But 3 days later, everything begins to go in a different direction. You start vomiting again and again. You cannot keep food down. You become weaker with every passing hour. You tell yourself, this is my body adjusting. Surely this is just part of the recovery. But is it? The following afternoon, your family decide to check on you as they are worried about the vomiting. They arrive at your home. Everything appears normal at first, till they walk into your room. Inside, they find you lying motionless, unresponsive, with no obvious explanation. Just days after finally quitting alcohol, how could this happen? What killed a woman who appeared to be turning her life around? Today we'll follow the post-mortem investigation that uncovered the answer, a hidden medical emergency. The silent killer that strikes when you stop. This episode is going to reveal a diagnosis most people have never heard of, and a condition that can become fatal when someone stops drinking alcohol excessively. Welcome to this episode of Beyond the Autopsy, what the dead teach the living. The deceased was a woman in her 60s with a long history of alcohol dependence. According to her family, she had recently decided to make a change. After years of heavy drinking, she had stopped consuming alcohol approximately 3 days before her death. At first, this seemed like a positive turning point. But shortly afterwards, she became unwell. She developed persistent vomiting. She struggled to keep food down, and she became increasingly weak. As days passed, she ate very little. On the third day, she spoke with family members and told them she had been repeatedly vomiting. Despite feeling unwell, there was nothing to suggest that death was imminent. Then came the following day. Concerned relatives traveled to her home. What they found would begin a medical mystery. She was lying unresponsive in her bedroom. She had died alone. Police attended the scene. There was no evidence of forced entry, no indication of assault, no signs of self-harm, no obvious explanation for a sudden death. The question remained, how had she died? The answer was found in the post-mortem examination. As with every post-mortem examination, the investigations begin step by step. The external examination revealed no injuries capable of causing death. The internal examination followed. The heart was carefully inspected. There was no significant coronary artery disease, no evidence of a recent heart attack. The lungs were also examined. No blood clots, no evidence of infection, no tumors were seen. The brain also showed no significant abnormality. One by one, the common causes of sudden unexplained and unexpected death were ruled out. Then, the liver. Yes, years of alcohol consumption had left their mark on the liver. The liver appeared fatty. But surprisingly, didn't show any evidence of scarring to indicate cirrhosis. Nothing appeared severe enough to explain death. At this point, the investigation seemed to have reached a dead end. The answer could not be seen with the naked eye. It was waiting in the laboratory. Under the microscope, the findings were subtle. The liver showed extensive fatty change, but again, no other significant finding was seen. Sometimes the most important clues are not found in the tissues. Sometimes they are found in the chemistry of the body itself. Samples of blood and body fluids were analyzed. The toxicology results were reviewed. Interestingly, no alcohol was detected. She had genuinely stopped drinking. But another result immediately caught the attention of the pathologist. A substance called beta-hydroxybutyrate was markedly elevated. Its concentration measured approximately 4 millimole per liter. To most people, that number means very little. However, to the pathologist, that number told the story and explained this death. The diagnosis? Alcoholic ketoacidosis, the silent killer that strikes when you stop drinking excessively. Most people think alcohol kills in obvious ways, like acute alcoholic poisoning, and that is correct. But alcohol can kill in many ways. And alcoholic ketoacidosis is one of those mechanisms that are invisible until a post-mortem examination uncovers them. It often occurs in people with long-standing alcohol dependence who suddenly stop drinking while simultaneously eating very little. Persistent vomiting makes the situation worse. The body begins to run out of glucose, its preferred source of fuel. To survive, it switches to burning fat. As fat is broken down, chemicals known as ketones are produced. One of these ketones is beta-hydroxybutyrate. As ketones accumulate, the blood becomes increasingly acidic. The body's delicate chemical balance begins to fail. Electrolytes become disturbed. Yes, the body chemistry changes, and sometimes it gets to a stage where the body can no longer compensate. A fatal collapse can occur. The tragic irony is that this process often develops when alcohol is no longer being consumed, at precisely the moment family members believe recovery has begun. Why does this case matter? Nothing about this case initially suggested a metabolic emergency. No evidence of poisoning, no suspicious circumstances, no obvious disease process visible during the examination. From the outside, the death appeared unexplained. Without careful laboratory testing, the true cause may never have been identified. This is why postmortem investigations matter. They sometimes reveal the hidden stories written within the body, stories that cannot always be seen, stories that can save lives. If someone has a history of heavy alcohol use and then develops persistent vomiting, inability to eat or drink adequately, dehydration, severe weakness, they require urgent medical assessment. Alcoholic ketoacidosis is a medical emergency. Importantly, it is also treatable. With prompt recognition and treatment, lives can be saved. The danger lies in failing to recognize what is happening. Yes, every postmortem examination tells two stories. One explains how someone died. The other teaches the living how they might live. In this case, a woman finally made the decision that so many had hoped she would make. She stopped drinking. But years of alcohol dependence had already altered the way her body functioned. When vomiting, starvation, and metabolic stress combined, a silent biochemical crisis began. A crisis invisible to the eye. A crisis that ultimately proved fatal. The postmortem examination uncovered the truth. A reminder that alcohol does not kill in just one way, and that sometimes the greatest danger is not in intoxication itself, but what happens after the last drink. Thank you for joining us on Beyond the Autopsy, where the dead teach the living.